You could have heard this episode 48 hours early on our Patreon, patreon.com/indieheadspodcast. By joining us for as low as $1 a month, you'll receive episodes early, gain access to our Discord server, and get yourself an Indie Heads podcast sticker. Mainline episodes go up on our Patreon 48 hours before it hits our public podcast feeds. But if you're hearing this via our Patreon feed, we thank you so much for your support. We especially want to thank our Real Ones Patreon supporters, including The History of Violet, Taxon, Tony Mothman, Josiah Duncan, Marcy Anime, Matt Cameron, Awat, Cal50, Chance Holdup, Charles, Chris Wade, Commander in Beef, Dane Dupree, El Hijo de Adrian Dog Penis, Gavin Farndy Freak, Jordan Mikowski, Grant, Griff, Ian, Insomni Black, Jake Wald, Jamie Elward, Jay, Jenna LaFleur, Joe Conrad, John Hayes, Keep Autism Weird, Kevin Pierce, Mary's Farms, Mark Barry, Matthew Taylor, Max Kabazinski, Nicole Rifkin, Rena Kay, Robert Mariano, Sarah Moore, Tim's and Scott Prices, and Zach. And if you want to be amongst these names, consider upgrading to our Real One tier on Patreon, or receive a bonus episode every month on top of other perks. And before we move into the episode, I just want to thank the rest of our Patreon supporters like Jason Daphnis, Kevin Cookman, AJ Moser, Alec Felder, Alex Krichmanoff, Alexis Davin, Ali Eleanor, Barely March, Becca Antien, Cheddars, Cody Gagan, Derek Pemberton, Eleanor Grams, Racer Baby, Eric Chow, Finitry, Gavlin, Gars420, Holiday Kirk, Jack Tiggleman, Jacqueline Kodiga, James Boss, Jeremy Bull, Josh, Willie, Matthew Herring, Matthew McPherson, Midwest Maxwell, Molly O'Brien, Nate O, Randy Donaldson, Thane Nemo, Sarah L, Toonses, Miguel LaFleur, Will Griffin, and Wilfer Threll. Anyways, though, enjoy the episode.
She said she wanna fuck me with my uniform on. She grabbed me by the back, now it's going, gone. I never finished sex cause I'm so juiced out. But she nutted 3 times and we bashed and I bounced.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Lonely Island Discog Breakdown. I mean, at this point, I think everyone knows who we are, but real quickly, I'm gonna introduce ourselves. Okay. They call me Jackie!
And I'm Matty.
And he's Matty.
Yes!
and we are the hosts of the Lonely Island Discog Breakdown, back once again to talk about the unauthorized, although it was immediately authorized by one of them, Bash Brothers Experience. And we have 2 very special guests joining us, repeat offender, Mr. Jay Papandreous. Welcome to the Lonely Island Breakdown.
Howdy. Glad to be here.
And joining us for the first time, she's written books, and she's talked about sports, and she's an expert in all things, but most importantly, she's as much of a dork about the Lonely Island as we are. It's Victoria Zeller. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much. I have been eagerly awaiting this moment where I could talk about this very strange album. So I'm very excited.
It is strange is the first thing we should say about it, because it is just part of the joke is, why does this exist, right? Like that is more than any of their other projects. The fact that it exists and the discrepancy between the production value of it and how stupid the idea is like half of the joke, but it also fucking rules. And I'm going to be more pointy-headed than anyone should ever be about the Unauthorized Bash Brothers Experience, but I think this is one of their best things. It's hard to compare to like Incredibad or any of the others, right? Because those 3 albums feel analogous to each other, and this just feels like a thing they did over here, but what a thing it is, right?
Yeah.
Pretty fucking great.
I'll just go ahead and say my hot take. I think this is probably the best Lonely Island album. I mean, is it my favorite? Like, my favorite is probably still Incredibad, but in terms of the best Lonely Island album, as in like an album of songs that all work together, of like what works best as music, is the Unauthorized Bash Brothers Experience. Because this is, and I know, look, I'm white, so take my opinion with a bajillion grains of salt. This is just like a genuinely good rap album. I'm just like, wow, this is just like a very good Beastie Boys type rap album with some fun detours and some great lines, and genuinely one of the most impressive feats of lyrical dexterity of the 2010s rap music scene, which is a lot of qualifiers, but when we reveal what that is, you go, okay, yeah, that's a fair point, maybe. but we'll see. We'll get there when we get there.
I will agree, and we'll talk about it as we go along. I will quickly say, as I was sort of alluding to right before we started recording, my take is that this is not the best Lonely Island album, but much like Pusha T's Daytona is like the purest, uncut, like this is what makes Pusha T good in the shortest, most efficient amount of time possible. It's like if you only had 25 minutes to explain what, I mean, you should probably just show them Like a Boss, but
Yeah.
but you also could show them this and they would be confused, but they might like it.
Yes.
And I think this is just it has an advantage, which is just that it's more cohesive than any of their other albums by the fact that it all has to. I mean, there's plenty of bullshit they justify including in here that is not exactly, cohesive, but it feels that way still more than their other albums do. Like, it doesn't feel like you're changing the channel between different characters that the Lonely Island are playing, right? Like, it feels consistent from the voices of Jose and Mark. And speaking of which, let's just get into this and get into the first track, the aforementioned Jose and Mark. I think we'll talk through the album sequencing, although we should note that in the Netflix special, the order of the tracks is slightly reordered, where Let's Bash becomes like the closing credit song instead of the third song, and some others.
I have big opinions about that. I think that the visual album is sequenced badly. I also just like, I think I liked the visual album less on like rewatch, but that's mostly just, again, because I think that the tracks are sequenced weird. But anyway, we can get into it.
No, yes. Yeah, it definitely threw me off too, as I've been spending more time with the album to prepare for this for sure. But yeah, let's get into Jose and Mark, our two protagonists. The very first thing I realized, as somebody who like, I have the basic level of context for the Bash Brothers, but like I made sure to like read some shit just to make sure, and immediately found that they made up way more stuff about Mark's. Like, Mark McGuire is boring, but not as boring as they jokingly make him to. Like, they even had to make him more boring to make him a character. That gives you an idea of like how little's going on there. And then everything else in the album is like real things Jose Canseco has said. Not actually, but like close enough.
Things that he's claimed. Things that he's claimed.
Things he's claimed.
Things that he's tweeted at the
things he's tweeted. Things he wrote in his book, in which he snitches on a bunch of other people, including Mark McGuire. Like, he is a fascinating mind.
One of the biggest meatheads to ever meathead in the world of professional sports.
Facts.
Like,
big facts.
Like a guy, I think, like I was talking with my coworker today, and he was telling me about in the outfield, he was trying to catch like a ball, but the ball hit him in the head, and I joked, "Oh, if you just hit him in the head with a baseball, it's probably just like an echo. Like there's nothing in the brain. Like, he's a dumb fucking dude, but fucking hilarious. The tweets, the everything. He's a fascinating figure, and I cannot wait for Jackie to do more fact checking about.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing album. Is anyone else, you make a parody rap album about how their balls have shrunk but their dicks are still normal size, and you'd be like, well, he's gonna take offense to that. Except that's from his book.
Yeah,
that is something Jose Canseco makes clear many times. He's like, just so you all know, balls are smaller, but the Jimmy Jam is fine. As we'll get to.
It makes the aforementioned Jimmy Jam look long, you might say.
The use of aforementioned. We can't get ahead of ourselves. It's so good. But this is such a great intro, and I learned this was the start of this album as an idea, was that they were just dicking around and they came up with Jose and I'm Mark. That was like the first thing. And in general, this album makes so much more sense, and like, why is this a Netflix thing? The story of this is that they were all really busy and did not plan to make a new album. They were all doing different shit, but Akiva and Andy basically in their downtime, just, as friends did, started making rap songs as Jose Canseco, as Mark McGuire, not intending it for it to ever be seen. This is like the purest, like, we're just going to do this because it's fun. And then apparently Akiva was working with Netflix at the time on I Think You Should Leave.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically he was just talking to the guy, the comedy executive there, and was like, we're making this album as the Bash Brothers as a bit, but not like pitching it to him. But then apparently this guy was an Oakland A's fan. And so he was just like, shh, I'm giving you money right now. Go make it. Go, go. And so this album is like a blank check. It's like the most self-indulgent thing they've ever done, but they didn't go into it. Wasn't like Netflix came to them and said, we will give you whatever budget you want to make whatever you want, because that's not the attitude of this. Like, it is the attitude of people doing something entirely for themselves, and then somebody gave them a stupid budget to like realize it. And that, I think, is why it feels pure and, like, and not like they're just dicking around with someone else's money, you know?
Yeah, and like, I think personally, I think that you can really feel it because you can feel them struggle to spend the money. Like, it's just like
100%.
Yeah.
Like some of the tracks, I like totally understand. Like, I don't know. I don't want to jump ahead, but like, Uniform on, excellent visuals. But then, like, later on, and it's like I don't know if we needed the like weird CGI baby inside a baseball.
No, that's necessary. That was completely necessary.
I think the only, I was thinking a lot about the visuals watching it today. I think the thing that has hurt them is that this is somebody doing AI style visuals before AI existed. And so like there's almost something that you're like expecting it to be sloppier than it is, but this is like people who were paid to make graphics for this actually made them, but then they were intentionally designed tacky by comedians, and they're like, make it look stupider and more self-indulgent. And so it like exists in this zone where like it has aesthetics that are now kind of tacky to us, but they're also done better than they would be if they were done now, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think a little bit they do lean into exactly what you're saying, in that like, I forget which transition between tracks it is, but when they're just like showing a helicopter shot of like a road by the side of a river, and then all of a sudden their car comes into frame as a flying car and then lands at the IHOP, and then you're like, wait, they could have just driven a car into the IHOP parking lot and it would have not been any, and that's at the point you're like, okay, they are trying to make this look expensive as part of the joke, and it's a good joke, I think.
I mean, obviously, of course, there's the visual poem aspect. Obviously, this comes in the wake of a number of visual albums that had come out around the time. Obviously, famously, Lemonade was the big one, but also Beyonce self-titled. Like, I think they're talking in the interview about like all these people who had visual albums at the time. G-Eazy apparently had a visual album. That's
Kanye. I always think of the My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy thing he did, and it's very similar in the sense that this is not Prince making a movie with songs in it. This is music videos that are stitched together with like Kanye walking into a room and there's like a big long table with a bunch of ballerina dancers, and then he says like one line of dialogue, and then the next music video starts, right? Like it is not really a narrative, and it almost feels like the interludes are making fun of the fact that this is a bunch of videos stitched together, you know?
Yeah, I think to your point about like this whole thing being very self-indulgent, this is probably the most like the revealing of the Lonely Island as complete nerds from top to bottom in terms of borrowing other rap styles, giving little homages here and there to things they love, and then also the Bay Area sports team that they love. So, you know, it's just,
they literally are making a rap album in the style of their musical childhood heroes as their athletic childhood heroes, and they are making fun of how small their nuts are. It's like, what more could you do to heal your inner child than that? That's beautiful.
Yeah.
The instrumental is insane.
Yeah. That really is the thing of this record. This record should not sound this good. Like, the production should not be this fucking good.
We'll get into this with the next song, but like, this is a thing I've talked about a lot in this series about how like they have to calibrate very carefully how cool they're ever allowed to be in a Lonely Island song, to the point that sometimes like the worst songs are the ones that try to feel like they're trying to be cool, you know, in the sort of like a Little Dicky style of like, I'm making fun of myself, but actually I secretly want you to think that I'm cool. And the great thing about them playing Jose and Mark is it's like they are playing people they actually thought were cool, so they are able to like be more straightforwardly braggy in a way that they like can't do in the Lonely Island without adding several layers of jokes onto it. But then they still manage to get into like the insecurity of the athlete brain, and I just think it's so funny how, and that's why the beats are so sick on this album, is because it's like, this is not comedy raps, this is made up songs by two actually cool people, you know? And so like it can go harder in a more straightforward way, if that makes sense.
Andy Samberg would never say like in a normal Lonely Island song, Andy Samberg would never say, "Freaks it up my SkyTel, I'll come mess up your Maybelline." Like that's like not Andy Samberg. Like
there isn't a joke there.
But
the only joke is the like the dated reference, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, this record feels like it's full of things that they could not say on other records at the risk of becoming too good of rappers.
Yeah.
That's so real.
I mean, because the whole thing is that like they constantly feel a need to undercut themselves, but on this album, they do, but they don't. Obviously, they undercut themselves by saying our balls are really tiny. We have really tiny balls, and that makes our dicks look huge, and because they are huge, by the way. But yeah, just also again, this album is just, it's a real testament of friendship between Andy and Akiva, because when you say shit like you're a stud and you're a thoroughbred stallion, like obviously that's Jose talking to Mark, but like that could be Andy talking about Akiva, you know? Like
they mean that.
They mean that shit.
They also managed to, as we'll get into, like they unlock a new version of their kind of reverse gay panic joke, which is that this is an album about Jose Canseco and Mark McGuire being asexual. It's not about them being in love with each other. Yes. It's about that they don't actually like fucking.
Yeah.
And they're trying to hide that at all times. And it's great. And that gets into Uniform On, which of course starts...
I think this is the best Lonely Island song.
I was going to say, it's for sure top 5.
Yeah, the beat here goes fucking insane. The beat here is nuts. Yeah.
I think we've said this. This is just the most clearly they ever channeled, we just wanted to be Beastie Boys. Like, it just is a Beastie Boys song.
Yeah.
Except no Beastie Boys songs have got a room with a chair, got a room with a couch, got a framed photograph of the time I met Alf, which is the lyric I have spent the last like months just turning like a cube in my mind. It's so great. When he points to the chair and he points to the couch. Perfect.
The visual album justified in 10 seconds of music video from Uniform On.
Yes.
Truly.
Also, again, the halfway through asking Siri, hey, how do we pronounce this word?
It's so good.
What's the plural? And then the flow switch, just like, I don't know, that shit gets me amped up every single time. I have no idea why. It's like, oh yeah, I want that as my walkout music if I'm ever hitting a baseball.
Yeah, they do a really good job in like the tone of the song matches the tone of the beat, and they have many moments where like the beat will switch up when Mark is like roid raging out, and then it'll switch back to being calm, or like the way that this song gets more insane as they do.
Yeah, the Lonely Island are kind of masters of escalation, just in general. Really good at taking things way further than they should. You know, I mean, the very like a boss level of escalation there.
Totally.
Towards the end.
I mean, again, all the shit about, again, lift that tire, bitch. He-Man hit the baseball, rip the skin off and eat the brains out the baseball. Gotta run a motherfucking train on the baseball. Like, obviously that visual is the best visual in the movie, in my opinion, of them, of Akiva literally eating the brains of the baseball. That's just such a good visual.
I mean, but you then immediately followed by the visual of whipping out his dick on the Jumbotron with the black bar always gets me.
That is just a genuinely hard bar. That's just like a genuinely like hard. Like if Kendrick said that shit, I'd be like, oh, I'm fucking high, bro.
I was about to say we've made this joke many times on this series about like what what artist would actually just say that, and that's a Kanye lyric circa like 2017.
Oh, 100%.
Don't tell me to be fucking calm. Whip out my dick on the Jumbotron. That's right in the Pablo zone.
My community.
Yeah.
Is gated because I don't strike out is so good. Like that's like
yeah.
Really, we should do a full dissection of the first verse. The first verse is like it's tremendous. It's so good.
Yeah.
Grab me by the bat now. It's gone.
I think so. Like, speaking of jokes that exist for like 2 seconds, I never get tired of the Lonely Island making a really specific reference and then showing that really specific reference for like 2 seconds. But when he says, "My name is Mark," and no, I'm not Mork, and then it cuts to him in a full Mork from Mork and Mindy costume that is only in one shot for like 2 seconds. They've mentioned this on the pod, but they talk about how it's funny to go back through their old emails and like see the shit that they had to ask for to like do like, hey, can you get us like 3 Beanie Babies of this or whatever? Just imagining them like emailing the Netflix person like, hey, can you get us a costume for Mork from Mork and Mindy? And it's just for like one half of a line and just one cutaway for once. That's why they're the best. They're just the best.
Yeah.
I think one thing about specifically that, like that joke, and it continues throughout the entire visual album that makes me laugh, is whenever we see Akiva wearing the Mark McGuire wig but without a hat on, I fucking lose it. Like, I think shitty wigs are part of peak comedy. Like
the Conseco wig is also fucking incredible when it just flows out the sides.
It's so bad. We should mention that we did describe this record in the special as a blank check, but it's like the smallest blank check you're ever gonna get because like they made this for dirt fucking cheap. They mentioned like we only shot for like 5 days. Netflix did not really give us a lot of money. Like we're in the red. Like we basically spent our own money to make this. Like Netflix kind of subsidized like some of it, but like yeah, we they said we'll put it up on Netflix, and then we're like, all right, great, we'll get something for you guys as soon as we can.
It's a blank check in the same way that when your employer says you have unlimited PTO, and you're like, yeah, I could take 3 months off. It's like you can't really do that, man.
Yeah,
like, yeah, we have a blank check, but we're gonna be shooting in front of a green screen for 75% of this.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. We've talked before about like the Lonely Island's incredible ability to make slant rhyme a joke where they will pronounce a word wrong, but just the couplet of "Yes, I eat pork because it's tasty on my fork," and "No, I'm not a jork, but I'll jork it out the pork. Noah should have had the Bash Brothers on his orc."
Jackie, that is the
really
stuff
good.
that I have been rotating in my brain for the last 7 years.
I get so distracted
time.
by that joke, and also the joke of them saying Goliathes wrong and the Siri interlude. I keep not like fully processing how funny "We Are the Perfect Pair to Start a New Society" is because they can't do that. They cannot produce offspring, and that's just like glossed over in the Noah arc metaphor. They can try.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The very specific lyric that I have been spinning in my head for I don't even know how long at this point is "Stab that needle in my ass till I am rich, make me a god with the chemical sciences." Again, it's just like any rapper could say that and that would go, let's fucking go.
The chemical sciences is so great.
We needed Drake to really lean into the steroid accusations.
Yes.
Back when he was getting real buff and people were like, Drake's on the roids, Drake's on gear, and my opinion is he should have been like out here with the fucking Balco hat. Like, yup, I'm out here doing crazy amounts of roids.
Mm-hmm. Well, obviously he got the ab surgery allegedly. That's also the rumor that he got.
I don't
ab
think that's
surgery.
alleged. That's pretty.
Well,
real.
legally, we have to say allegedly. Legally,
I do think Jay is onto something in the sense that like, the characters they play in this album are very similar to Drake in the combination like bravado, insecurity of like he both thinks he's the shit and clearly has a humiliation fetish, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot of Drake-esque psychology happening on this record.
I mean, look, I just think it's, like right now, of course, our president just announced that he's not attending his son's wedding. And, I just don't think that this album is relevant to that, an album about these two guys whose fathers do not love them and they're desperately doing anything they can to seek their affection and love. I just don't think.
And then going to hang out with Jackson Dart instead of your son, and then talking about how big his thighs are.
So beast, so sick, so cool.
Dudes rock.
I do like that he's getting bisexual.
He does not rock, to be clear, but dudes do rock.
That is a dudes rock moment of the year for sure.
Oh my god! But
I do want to bring up just real quick. Speaking of shitty graphics. Also, the skeletons in the limousine.
Yes.
I lose it every single time. They're so sick.
It's just like for a brief second it flashes. It's just like fucking little ugly made album art for just like for a frame.
Yes. And thank God for it.
Thank God. But within the album, of course, speaking of dudes rock, that leads us to our next song, Let's Bash. Which ends the special, but is only track number 3 on the album. And when I talk about the lyrical dexterity, we'll get to it very shortly. But again, a genuine feat of like, what the fuck? How did you have that in you, Andy Samberg? But also, there's a lot of good like line deliveries and lines here that just again, you're rotating all these things in your brain. Like. Mm-hmm. Like fucking again, just hit a 3-run ho-ho. But if you want a high five, that's a no-no. I'm rotating that in my mind. That's definitely rotating in the mind.
Huh.
This one too.
I'm
tater out the
definitely of the
stadium for Monster Cash.
that-
That's in the mind too. That's rotating.
Yes.
Absolutely. I'm definitely of the opinion that every Lonely Island fan has one Lonely Isle Sona. And for me, that's definitely Kiev. I definitely sort of like relate the most to Kiev, and I get the most hype for Kiev. And his hit a dinger through the fucking VIP suite glass is just constantly spinning in my mind. Constantly, the way that he hits that glass. Delicious.
This is a huge Kiev album.
Delivery.
Yeah, like he's always good, but he really does a good job because he has the less interesting character, as we discussed, and has to figure out a way to make Mark like able to bounce off of the most insane person alive. And doing stuff like having him roid rage out and then lie about it being because of his booty hole rash is just the ultimate like what I'm talking about is like trying to be cool but then admitting to something more embarrassing than just not being cool,
Yes.
But right now we're hearing the Andy Samberg baseball team verse, which is again a genuine feat of lyrical dexterity that of course he undercuts by saying, if you didn't know by now, I'm naming baseball teams just to like, oops, I accidentally did good rap music. I need to like undercut myself completely for this to work.
And it works better. It's one of the things that works better without the visuals, because when you watch the visual album, you see all the team logos as he's saying them, it helps you appreciate how good it is, but it's funnier when you're just listening to it. And then and in case you didn't notice, I was naming baseball teams.
Yes.
It would be funny if Jay-Z ended the monster verse with, in case you didn't notice, I'm naming famous kinds of monsters.
I mean, he basically does.
Yeah. If this came out today, he would have to say sit Guardian style while I Yankee on my Tiger.
So true.
Yes.
True. But not today, because this takes place in 1988, Jay. So it would still be Indian.
Yeah, but he also talks about the Rockies, and the Rockies don't exist until 95.
True.
Mm.
For whatever reason, he's like, okay, Rockies are in, Diamondbacks are not, because
no Nationals.
The answer is he had a rhyme for Rockies, and he did not have a rhyme for Diamondbacks. That's the answer. But I do think this is an important point, which is that they clearly started this project with the idea that these were all going to be like period accurate. And then at some point in the course of the album, it becomes much more like current pop rap, basically. There's kind of a lack of clarity in the timeline of, did they record these songs while this was happening? But that's generally the case with Lonely, like as we talk about with the Stop Down, where they're recording the song, and like the way that they constantly will write songs that like disrupt the reality of the song, which I think we'll get to again later.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's pretty good. I like Let's Bash. I like it I think I like it more at the end of the special, even though I think the flow of the visual, I think it makes, as it is in the album, it just feels like another song, whereas in the special, it is like the end credits sort of like triumphant moment, as it were. Because otherwise the special would end with Daddy, which works on the album, as we'll get to, but it would be different, I think.
I don't like that the visual album cuts out the second verse, and also I left my steroids in El Sobrante, which has become a real like weird inscrutable Victoria vocal stem. Like I couldn't even tell you why. It's just I left my steroids in El Sobrante. I gotta get them. I got to get them.
I do understand if they had to pay Q-Tip for that one. I feel like they probably had to pay Q-Tip, which is good. He should get paid.
It's parody.
No, I don't think so. I think you can't copyright the idea of leaving your something in a place that starts with L something.
True.
Yeah.
You never know though. But
yeah,
I don't think
that's a classic example of when the Lonely Island will just like insert a niche hip hop reference for themselves specifically, and like no one else in between making jokes about buttholes and whatnot.
Which, to some degree, that's kind of what they're doing on the baseball team verse. Because there's a lot of rap songs where like, I'm thinking specifically of Alphabetical Slaughter by Papoose, which I'm certain Andy Samberg and all of those guys have heard, but that's the one where he raps like through the alphabet. And it's that kind of gimmick. Same again, where I'm like, all right, that's the thing that I really love about The Lonely Island as like a stupid suburban rap nerd, is that there are so many references that I'm like, oh, okay, I know everybody hates, what is it? Escape from Dookie Island? Is that what the name of that song is?
Yes.
Well,
I don't like it. But
song.
Jackie came to
the perfect song.
I like it.
It's an incredibly funny song.
Oh my god,
it's
ridiculous.
It is a perfect parody of a Ghostface song. That like specifically the Ghostface song that leads off whatever. It's not, or maybe it is Fish Scale. Yeah, it's that one, but it's like the exact same thing, except they are pooping their pants the entire time. Which
I think
a beautiful premise.
You are identifying something that is why that works, though, which is that almost anyone else that would do this would do their own victory lap, in which they point out, okay, here are all the the references aren't calling attention to themselves, and you know this because they waited an entire 15 years to do the Ross Trent episode of their podcast, in which they revealed that they know so much ball about dancehall music that they impressed Rihanna with their references. Had that been me, I would have immediately held a press conference about that and told everyone I knew that Rihanna was impressed with my knowledge of Jamaican music, and they just kept that to themselves because that's why they're good fake rappers and not rappers that are just telling jokes.
Truly.
Mm-hmm.
They know it's not about you thinking they're cool, and they're putting that in for themselves and anyone else that notices.
Jackie, I'm with you that this is a better song at the end, because otherwise it front loads this record. That's one thing I don't like about the audio version of this record compared to the visual album, is that it really slows down by the end, and you need a Let's Bash to take you out. You need to hear Akiva say round tripper make the pitcher feel like donkey ass
So,
at the end
yes.
of everything.
Because
that's
I hear
that's
you.
the walk-off. That's the walk-off.
Let me counter, though. I will once again make a metaphor that is almost not insulting. The audio version of the album kind of plays like Danny Brown's XXX, where it's like the first half of the album is a party album, but you can see the disaster on the horizon, right? Like it's a party album, but there's just that little.
This is why I fuck with it, I think.
I think the arc of their downfall is more clear in the album version. Like it is more like they are trying to party through the first half while clearly being unwell at their core, whereas the second half of the album is like it unravels and they get caught cheating and et cetera, you know.
Triple X does end with 30, which is a rousing song, but I do get you that you need
about a rousing song about like almost dying, you know.
But like
it's
but
more
also
daddy
Billy Corgan,
than it is
Billy
Let's
Corgan
Bash.
playing an organ. Yeah, no, you get your house field abandoned house. Yeah,
I do appreciate you though
have
mentioning that Keeve line, because I've said this before. You can always tell when Andy has written a line, no matter who it is, and it's because it's got some real fucking internal rhyme scheme bullshit.
yes.
And hit the tater out the stadier for Monster Cash is one that I think about.
Oh, it's delicious.
Stadier, just
yes.
so stupid, but so smart. He spent so much time on that very stupid thing, and that's why we love him.
Yeah. God.
Hit a ding dong doodle with my bing bong bat. He also wrote that.
Yes.
Bing Bong
That's
Brothers
also
mentioned.
a good one. Bing Bong Brothers mentioned.
All right, but we gotta give him these Oakland days to Oakland nights. We gotta talk about the love ballad of the record. I have a theory.
Sequence too high in the album. I don't know.
I think this is just maybe the worst song on the record. I just don't know where it would.
Interesting.
No.
I don't hate. I mean, this is the thing. This album is very solid. If this is better than the worst track on other Lonely Island songs.
Yeah.
I mean albums, because there's less like throwing shit at the wall. But the maitre d' at the booty to expect me. That line is so good. Listen, there's great stuff in here. Don't get me wrong. But it's the most feels like we got Sia on this, so we should do kind of like it felt like it was working toward the song rather than they had a really funny idea and like built the song around it.
Or like just within like concept rap albums like this, there is always the like, all right, let's slow it down for the ladies. Like even like Good Kid, Mad City has like a song or two like that. This is
I
a
guess it is
parody of that.
important to the narrative of their asexuality, you know? Like
Yes.
this is where they really start hammering home, especially when you get in the visual poem, the hard cut from the moaning at the end to them humping the couches is one of the funnier visual bits.
By the way, Jenny Slate Jenny Slate in the Unauthorized Bash Brothers Experience, a visual poem by the Lonely Island. Please DM me. Anyways, continue.
Absolutely.
No, it's true.
Something that you said about how it feels like okay, we have Sia, we need to work backwards, makes this feel really SNL digital short.
Yes.
Like
that's fair.
I think like obviously it's like very like 80s and like it's all built around these athletic days, those Oakland nights, which is very funny and it makes me laugh every time. But also it kind of feels like this could just be any Lonely Island song where the joke is that they're like weird and they're bad at fucking. But then also you do get step into my crib, everything smelled like cool water, and if you're coming to mind, you know it's Drakkar Noir, which that does feel very Bash Brothers. So
yes,
yeah, immediately followed by I think my favorite line on the song, unsurprisingly. Now have a seat on this couch made of horse leather. I'm told the horse it's from could run fast and far, and then the unicorn visual with that. It's really good
Oh,
stuff.
man.
I do
mean,
like the
Sterling
high
K.
cut.
Brown as Sia is fucking excellent. He's doing such a good job.
Oh yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
I will say, so this,
He's having so
Um,
much fun.
I was thinking about this, listening to this. I have two theories about this Sia feature and Sia in general. My first theory is for this song, I think that they wanted this to be Rihanna. Now, part of that is that Sia has written several hits for Rihanna, so maybe it's just that, like, Sia can write a song that sounds like that. However,
Mhm.
the vocal that she's doing really feels like a Rihanna impression more than Sia usually does in her
Mhm.
own music,
Mhm.
which makes me think that maybe that was the thing. And then my other thought I had about Sia listening to this was, you know how Sia's whole thing is like, oh, I don't like performing, I get nervous, like I have the wig, I have the people pretend to be me. I think that was a long con to make us forget that she's Australian. I think that's the whole purpose of it.
Wow.
I think she thought she realized she needed to create a layer of abstraction so that we could forget that she says things like "nar,"
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
But then she made that movie about autism that was weird, and it's like, oh no, that's an
Yeah,
Australian under there. You
yeah.
can't fool us.
Mhm.
Yeah. Those Iggy Azalea tendencies popping through.
she is a little bit.
Wow.
You can't talk like that, white baby, on this
Yeah.
song. Which, when you've written for Rihanna, you know, I guess he gets I have a pass, but I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite song on the record. But I also, like I said, if your worst song on any album has the lyric "I make erotic shadow puppets in the candlelight," like, you're doing pretty well. You know, it's not too bad.
And I will give.
I respect.
Go ahead, Jay.
Go ahead, Matty. No, you got it.
All right, I was gonna say, to give Sia credit on this song, the whole bridge section where the Oakland Knights of the Round Table, plus I'll take you out to
I-
pizza at the Round Table.
I was about to
Pizza,
say,
my favorite pizzeria in Oakland. Just the mouthful of that entire fucking bridge is
a lot of
really,
pizza.
really good.
that's the thing that makes the Lonely Island special. They will write something that is actually impressive, and then they will write something that is unimpressive on purpose, and they always keep the push-pull right. You never feel like they're
Mhm.
trying too hard to impress you, and then they never feel like the joke is that it's bad, you know?
Mhm.
No. I think, though, my thought about Sia just in general is that, like, I feel bad for her kind of because it's almost so, it's like the joke is that it's Sia, right? Like,
Yeah.
the joke of the song is that Sia is doing this. And I'm kind of like, damn, she did that. She was on the Amazon Jury Duty, like the second season of that, as like an artist that everybody loves. And I was like, is Sia like the joke now? Is the joke like Sia is an artist and we don't care? Like, I don't know. I just
She's in
kind
a
of
weird cultural place post
Yeah.
that movie, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, well, because she's only got like one song here, at least. She's got Chandelier, and that's kind of the big like Sia song. You know,
I will say,
I respect her work on Oakland Nights. To be clear,
I will say I saw Sia at Coachella, and it actually is kind of one of the examples I give of like why music festivals are good, because I would never pay money to see like, I would never go out of my way to do that, but she does have crazy fucking pipes. Like, hearing her sing Titanium live and have it sound better, you're like,
yeah,
that's actually pretty fucking nuts that you can sing like that. But I don't know. I like, the one thing I like about this song in general, I think that this album does a way better job at parodying like the production style of music at the time. Like, compare it to Whack album and the way that is like
yeah.
sort of synthesizing like this kind of EDM pop rap stuff. On this record, it feels less annoying and more like closer to, and like this song, I think they do a really great impression of the sort of farty synths you'd hear on a Flume song of this era.
Yes.
Like the little synth stabs. And then I was like, I wonder who produced this. This song is produced by the fucking 303 guy. This is produced by Nathaniel Motti,
Yes.
aka
Yo.
Don't Trust a Hoe himself.
Yes.
That's him. That's-
Wow.
Jesus
It was
Christ.
baller.
I never get tired of learning what real songs the people who produce Lonely Island songs have actually done.
Yes.
It's always so. There's a crazy one on this album that we'll get to.
Oh God.
The 6 degrees of separation of the Lonely Island between like, some of the biggest hits of this era is nuts. It's just a weird Venn diagram where it's like, yes, it's these guys joking around and also some very serious music.
And also, like, I think we've commented that like they will often just straight up crib a flow or like delivery from real artists, and it almost feels like they like ditto absorb the powers of other rappers over time. Like they do a feature with E40 and now they can just do their perfect E40 voice on a whim or whatever. There's a moment later on this record where they hit like the Weeknd flow exactly. You can tell that they're like incorporating new languages into their pop lexicon, as it were.
That is exactly. I'm so glad you said the Weeknd flow, because I was like, there's a flow on this album and I cannot place it, and it is the Weeknd 100%.
Yeah.
Thank
okay.
you.
But we'll get to that.
We'll get there. Yeah.
Let's get to the next track, which in the album is and the movie, I think, is both focused AF.
Yeah, this one's also nuts. This one's also just like
the swerve of the two dick in my hands in a row, brick in my hand, and then
it's
back
really
to
good.
dick in my hand.
It's important.
I do not care for the second verse at all. I would like it to end after "To Make Dad Love Me," but the first verse is pretty sick.
Yeah,
Starting a relaxant while evading taxes with my buddy is good to say.
I disagree. I'm pro the Kathy Island.
Yeah, I'm also pro Kathy Island.
I don't know. I'm anti-Kathy's.
Okay, we're dead
for the
split.
For the record,
I will say for the visual poem itself, this is probably my favorite music video of the bunch, just because it's just Akiva
really
and Mike
good.
Diva just being like, let's just do some Hype Williams shit. Like, we're just gonna do some Hype Williams shit. It's gonna be awesome.
You know what it reminded me of, and it predates it? It looks like it's shot in the house from the WAP video.
Yes.
Is what it looks like.
Yes.
It's like that same, like, we're in Pee-wee's Playhouse, but it's a rap video feeling.
Which video is this?
This is for Focused AF.
The one where he runs through the door. Oh, like,
which rap song are we talking about?
Wet ass pussy.
Oh, yes. I thought you said walk, and I was like, I don't know what that is. No, yes, the WAP. Yes, I'm familiar. I'm familiar with that. To Make Dad Love Me.
To Make Dad Love Me. I love that it sneaks in here.
In general, this is where I have to get a little not pointy-headed, but I think about this a lot. And Victoria, I'm sure you'll be able to understand where. Have any of you read the article that was on The Ringer a year or two ago that Danny Heifetz wrote about football players that have tattoos of the Joker? Is this familiar to anyone?
But that's
yes.
I need that.
Jackie, you are speaking my language.
Okay, so real quickly, for those not familiar, Danny Heifetz did a great story on The Ringer that you can find in which he interviewed a lot of athletes who have tattoos of the Joker. And the whole piece is basically about how to be a football player, you have to be insane. It is not a byproduct of it. It is like a necessity of being a professional athlete, particularly one in a sport where if you aren't trying to kill the other people, you will get hurt. And how a lot of players literally describe their like pregame hype up process as like, I listen to the Dark Knight music and try to convince myself that I actually am the Joker. And that like they basically have to create this like psychopath persona so that they aren't, as football players sometimes do, bringing their aggression into their personal lives and other places it should not be. And that like, essentially you either have to be functionally psychotic or non-functionally psychotic to be a professional athlete of football, but especially any kind. And this album is like the best piece of art not called Raging Bull about that.
Yeah.
Like
in some ways, yes.
I am not a Sigmund Freud girly, his view of psychology was pretty limited to the dad stuff, but sometimes you're just like, damn, he made some points, because every day you walk around the world and see people that are just like, you have a dad-shaped hole in your heart. you have a dad-shaped hole in your heart.
Mm-hmm.
And
Freud
professional
got one
athletes.
thing right, and we'll let him cook forever for it, but that's fine,
Yeah. God, I just think that that the way that the album seesaws between like they are doing steroids to try to be better at baseball, to be impressive in this macho way, but that it prevents them from being able to fuck, which is hypothetically the thing that masculine men are trying to achieve, but actually sometimes they just want to impress the other super jacked guys, whether they're gay or not, because they hate women.
Well, the entire sex song was just like materialism and product placement.
In the movie ends with them being like, and that's how it would be like.
Yeah, that's great. I forgot. We needed to bring that up.
I should say
yes.
that's another example of like them identifying the subtext in all of popular music. There are like millions of songs that could end with, and that's what it would be like if we had sex.
Yes.
Basically, the entire genre of modern R&B could be summarized.
You guys got to get rid of all this fake Asian shit made me laugh so hard when I rewatched it because I completely forgot that line, and I was like, yeah, that was a big thing. Just beautiful stuff. I don't know. Yeah.
Also,
I feel like the chattering teeth thing is a weird call in this. I don't know.
I feel like that was a popular toy in the 80s.
Yeah. Shit happens.
You know.
Chattering teeth is a popular. Matty's like, oh yeah, back when they had anvils dropping from the sky, and they had chattering teeth.
I just assume any reference that feels dated, I'm like that they're probably doing that shit in the 80s. Look,
oh yeah, I mean,
look, here's things that are going on in the 80s. All right, chattering teeth, Alf,
okay.
Toilet water.
Alf
everybody was drinking the toilet water. John Landis drank the toilet water. Like these are just things that were going on.
I don't know about that. But
Joe Bunny, City Buddy, even Miss McGillicuddy,
yes.
Very 80s Miss McGillicuddy.
Yes.
But the whole all you silly Billy, big old titty bitties, want to see me, my willy dilly. I can't even do it. It's just fucking. It's such a mouthful. Like Christ.
Crazy shit from Keith.
And playing with silly putty. I forgot about that.
And we're making silly money while you play with silly putty. Like that's just a Kanye bar. Like that's just a Kanye bar. Like Kanye said that shit. I imagine
more Drake. I would say.
Drake is true. But also, like, I haven't engaged with Drake in a very long time. I'm not going to listen to any of the new Drake records.
That's fair.
I've given up that part of my life. Like I will enjoy the memories. But yeah, this I love Focus as Fuck. This is also a very underrated Lonely Island song. But obviously,
I don't need him. Like, I personally do not like looking at Andy Samberg with a broom in his ass. That is not something that brings me joy in my walk with Christ at this.
That's fair.
It simply upsets me. I don't care for it.
That is another example of, we've talked at various points in the series about gags that work better as just a song without the visual, and I think it's better to imagine the Kathy Irelands than to actually see them.
Yeah.
But I do think
totally.
it as both an 80s specific, but also just generally, you're the only ones who know my pain, makes me laugh every time for whatever reason.
But hey, Jose, come on, man. We're late for the game. And that brings us to Focus on the Game, which is very much like interlude, setting up like, okay, these guys are in pain. These guys are in pain, emotional pain.
I do think that you could maybe fix the sequencing if you, in the actual movie, if you just put this like after Daddy, but then put Let's Bash after it still. Or like maybe put it before Daddy, and then Daddy's like the name, because this is about them losing in the World Series and before they come back the next year and win it, which they don't really even cover in the album, which I think is funny, that like they made an album about their childhood heroes who won the World Series when they were 11, and at no point do they cover them actually winning the World Series.
No, because again, it's the story of getting there is better than the actual thing itself.
And it's also about the foreshadowing of how it's all going to go badly for them immediately afterward.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think this song is the highest point on the visual album. It is the part of the visual album that makes me smile the most. I love intercutting Andy and Keeve trying to throw baseballs in with actual baseball footage, or when they cut from what Jose Canseco actually looks like to Andy Samberg is like, oh, these guys don't even kind of look like the guys are playing.
I think
So
it really
good.
helps that even Andy was very smart where he's like, I can play Jose Canseco, but I can't try too hard to look like him because then it will be racist. Like if I just look badly
he
like
just
Jose Canseco,
I got a pass for all this. This why.
I mean, obviously,
Which, like, I don't think that he shouldn't be able to play Jose Canseco, but like, it is wild that like, I think he pulls it off because he isn't trying to like, he isn't like going for anything with it,
It also helps that Jose Canseco is insane, and as we mentioned, but I don't think I clarified this for the listeners, not only did Jose Canseco think this was funny and approve of it, but he immediately sends out a tweet saying, hilarious, please, Lonely Island, reach out to my manager, and then he posted his manager's phone number in full, like the entire phone number just on the tweet.
And then
what regular thing for him to do.
One of the best posters.
God. And then someone did an interview with him and they're like, what did you think? He's like, oh, I loved it. I immediately messaged them being like, I love it, guys, and we're gonna work on a sequel. Which is not gonna happen. But I wouldn't be opposed, but just very funny to be like, oh yeah, we'll do a sequel with you, Jose. It's like, what the fuck are you doing that shit?
I will say I like the song. I think it's pretty good, and it's not my favorite of the album, but I really laugh really hard when they cut to Keeve on the line, I never leave the shower so they never see me cry.
Yes.
He's wearing the sunglasses and crying in the shower. Great visual bit.
So shot
good.
with the handy cam effect, so it just looks real as hell.
Oh my god.
It looks like the side
It's
part
so
of
good.
30 for
This
30.
did kind of they basically use the Nirvana the band the show the movie technique to make this, in that they shoot the footage of Andy and Akiva with the same like low quality cameras so that they can stitch it in with the old footage and make it look kind of congruous, but then they also make it look bad on purpose, sort of.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's really
like
great.
the half-assedness of the way they're throwing
But yeah, this is a story song, helps set up the eventual, the fission between between Mark.
The way that he says, I know that if I'm going down, you are also going down.
Yes.
Yeah. A little auto-tune on a little spice at the end there, like
foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feels like the Wolf of Wall Street right there.
Yeah.
They did talk about how when they like recreated this part for the thing, that it actually like bummed them out because this was the tragedy of sports of their young lives, is Gibson hitting the home run in the World Series against them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that gets us to. Yeah, go ahead.
I just
really quick.
You're the only one who knows what it truly means to bat. Like, honestly, gets me a little bit. It makes me a little emotional.
Yeah.
It's like,
you're the man, JC. You're the man, Big Mac. That, like, right there, I feel it in my chest.
That's why I think it would work better toward the end of, like, it works well in the special where it is, and I think it would too on the album. But that, like, the lion, just scared little boy in the body of a giant. Like I'm saying, that actually is kind of a pretty good depiction of why athletes are the way that they are, they like get past the point where they were supposed to learn how to be a person. And then they're like a huge jacked dude.
Yes.
Jackie, I need to say something because I just now realized this, like right now, and I feel like a fucking moron.
Go ahead.
Obviously, like, of course, we share the same first initials as Mark McGuire and Jose Canseco. I also realized we also share the second one too. We're both JC and MM.
Yeah.
I'm just now realizing that. I'm a fucking moron. I don't know what an adjective is. I don't know what an adverb is, and I don't know names.
Hey, but you know what you do know is the Bikini Babe workout.
Yes.
And it's
So
a
true.
great way to get in shape. I think the reason why I don't love Oakland Nights is I think this is a much funnier joke about them, about the way that they are more interested in getting jacked than they are doing anything with women
Yes.
with that jackedness.
Yeah.
I mean, we do know that Jose does have his Jimmy hats on him. So,
Yes.
It's true.
you know, perhaps he is not totally asexual because he does have his Jimmy hats ready to go.
I also
But then
really
they pinned them back to the bench. They had him trapped.
earlier in the album, we are reminded that these are very dumb guys, but then I love that the era-specific references that they make are not like in tune with what the actual Bash Brothers would be aware of. Best exemplified by "My Heart Stopped Faster Than Fellini's," who has a heart attack in 1993. Because obviously Jose Canseco's he loves Juliet of the Spirits, he loves 8.5.
Get him in the Criterion Closet. Why not? He's
Yeah.
picking some. He's gonna pick some heat.
Oh, I would love
man.
nothing more.
But yeah, obviously, yeah, getting to the asexuality of these guys. But yeah, this just it's just such a stupid song. I love it for the record. That's why I love it. It's so fucking stupid. Like it is one that arguably
It
could.
kind of has like Incredibad energy to me.
Yes.
I don't know
Yeah.
why. Something about like the way that Keeve is playing Mark makes him sound like the little boy that he is on Incredibad. And like
Yeah.
I really like Incredibad, so I do enjoy this song. It turns out.
Do you mean the song Incredibad? Because I think specifically,
Yeah.
the way that it will like repeatedly acknowledges its own premise, like lift girls instead of weights. Man, this is nuts.
Yeah.
Like that is basically what they do in the Incredibad
Yes.
song of just like, we have to have sex with an alien. All right,
Uh-huh.
sure.
All right. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, just the
also-
elephant in the room.
We could guarantee that you're gonna look great.
Again, we gotta make sure that Jose Mark, like, hey, this is about weightlifting. This is not about having sex with babes.
Yes.
This is about weightlifting. All right.
Sex
The
can
visual
only get in the
cuts out
way.
the very important message about consent, which is fucked up.
Mm. God.
Mark and Jose are here to tell you that you need to respect bodacious babes. They want you to get in shape.
Facts.
I do like that several times in the special we are reminded that the Bash Brothers do believe in consent. You know?
Yes.
Yes.
I also, speaking of lines that are like dorky on purpose, in the world of weights, bench press is the coolest. Add 2 babes, now you're fucking with the newness.
Yes.
And then obviously,
I also like-
Completely,
Yeah.
completely ripped out of ill communication era Beastie Boys flow.
100%.
Uh-huh. Perfecting the science of straight lifting something. Gonna
Yes.
the whole bench press up with our sweat is also one that I've been spinning in my head for a while here.
Ugh, God. But I will say, yeah, you're definitely correct on like the Incredibad thing, because this definitely feels like this could have easily have been like a digital short back in the day. Like it doesn't have to be Jose and Mark. It could just be 2 bro-y gym guys. Like, and it would work completely fine. Like, but having the subtext, the metatext of Mark and Jose as to why they are not interested in having sex with the bodacious babes, and why they would prefer to lift the bodacious babes. But also remember that they got to be in bikinis, because if it's in sweatpants, that's a hazard to the lifter. All right.
They slip. I
Mhm.
completely understand that.
It's dangerous.
100%. Yeah, exactly. It's really important that you get a good grip and that you're using proper form. And, that's just something that you can't account for. And you don't want to fuck your wrist up lifting.
I
babes.
also love how much of this song is dedicated to like them explaining the like physical movements, like the
Yes.
babes stiffen up then dip into our hand. Like so much of it feels like an instruction manual of how to do the bikini bench press. It's really great.
Yeah, it is not concerned with the women themselves. It's like, all right, listen, like if you're gonna do this, you need to do this the right way.
And the joke
It's
is
like a
that
personal trainer.
they aren't either, right? Like in
Right.
Oakland Nights, they're giving them nothing, and then in this one, you have the two different babes, and they just look annoyed the whole time. Like it's really funny every time they cut back to the titular bikini babes, and they just look like whatever. When is this over?
Yes.
Yeah. And of course, the song ends with again the most insane visuals in the entire thing, like going full like Terrence Malick, Tree of Life, but also Power by Kanye West with the baby in the baseball.
Oh, I know what you mean.
The baby in the baseball and the mirrored stuff. It's just it's tremendous. It's tremendous work. And
I think in general they do it feels like a tangential goal, but they do a great job of making fun of like the overly dramatic like artist music video. You know, remember when Travis Scott would try to make us think he was a filmmaker before he would do a music video or whatever? Like the intro where he's basically doing the Dark Knight like monologue but about being Jose Canseco, but then the whole the dichotomy between how seriously they are seemingly taking this and then the songs themselves. Always a good bit.
Yeah.
But continuing
let's
on.
get to the double feature of IHOP songs. Okay, so this was the aforementioned, like, this beat was really good. I was like, damn, this is awesome. I wonder what this guy's been up to. Oh, I don't know, producing the entirety of Mr. Morale, like almost the whole album.
Oh my fucking god.
Kendrick heard this shit and was like, call this guy up. I want to get some of this Lonely, because this predates it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, even more recently, several of the songs on Playboi Carti's I Am Music, and more importantly, the good ones. Mojo Jojo is this guy. Evil Jordan, Crank.
That's nuts.
That's insane. that those records.
This guy is more relevant now than he was when he did this, which makes you're more willing to take but he's done all kinds of shit. Like his credits are crazy. Lots of Schoolboy Q, Anderson .Paak.
That makes sense.
J-Rock, Vince Staples.
Yeah.
He's been around the TDE universe.
He's been hanging out in the black hippie
a while. But then also Iggy Azalea and Lil Dicky both make appearances in his credits, so he will take a check.
Yeah.
He likes those.
Yeah.
Because I am curious with the beat selection on this record, because like obviously for the previous 3-4 records, they had a label, so UMG is like, hey, we have all these beats from producers, like feel free to go through and just check them out. So, but they don't. This is their first one that is a self-release technically, because I think like obviously Netflix puts out the special, but I'm fairly certain that the album itself is a self-release.
No, yeah, it says Lonely Island credit. Yeah, but a lot of the beats are produced by Drew Campbell, who's a friend of theirs and has done previous Lonely Island stuff. So there's not as many like this is Drake's guy doing this song as there is on like Turtleneck and Chain or the Whack album. It's not that stacked, but again, there's still some crazy. We've got the 303 guy, we've got this guy. There's still some crazy stuff happening here.
But
that's true.
This is a crazy beat, and we only get half of the song on the visual album, and I think it's the less good half. And I say that as like internet's number one Keith fan.
No, yeah.
Like the name's Jose, they call me Yo Play. I'm a low fat treat that the ladies want to lay. Like, how is that not in the visual poem? Like, what are we doing here?
I think that this is the only part of the album where you really see the seams of them trying to create a character out of Mark McGuire. I think it is notable that when you look at the Wikipedia pages, which I will clarify, I am not a baseball expert. I just spent a lot of time reading the Wikipedia pages of these two guys today. And Mark McGuire is like, besides when he finally admitted that he did steroids, he has largely avoided the media and mostly likes playing golf. And he basically only did interviews on it because he wanted to become a hitting coach, and he felt like he had to sort of address that. But I like that the only Jose Canseco immediately becomes like a guy who's on The Celebrity Apprentice and whatever, and the only media depiction of Mark McGuire prior to this is the gag in The Simpsons which is
Yes.
one of the best jokes in all The Simpsons.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
want to know the terrifying truth, or do you want to see me knock some dingers?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But we of course
Stuffing all the files under his hat. Yes.
but we should of course mention the whole puka shell verse of that his neck is so big from the steroids that it broke my necklace, which is of course a number of lines of I love the booth seating and I love the taste, love of force. Just gotta really like jimmy that line in there, and obviously great
In a diner that does not even kind of look like any IHOP anywhere in the world.
No.
Which is
Yeah.
maybe my favorite part.
They looked like that in the
spatial-
80s. They looked like that in the
This is
80s.
this is the exact moment where the spatial temporal logic of this special just goes out the fucking window, because they're in the IHOP, and then he walks across frame and all of a sudden is in the puka shell store.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's arguing with the puka shell guy, and then we cut
Jerry
to
Gergich.
the car. We cut to the car flying through the sky to the parking lot of the IHOP they were just at. And then why are they at the IHOP parking lot? Why was this all set up? Obviously for the very important and definitely relevant to the plot song, IHOP parking lot featuring Haim,
Mhm.
which is
Am I Rudolph?
Four halves a butt.
underrated song. I think this is great. I like this more than most Haim material post their first album.
Yeah.
I completely
Haim
agree.
Sisters from the
completely
IHOP
agree.
parking
I
lot
think
video. Please DM me.
I mean, based on the videos I've seen of like Haim performing their own songs and the like dances that they do, this is probably their like best dancing material that's ever existed.
Yes.
Do you think this is what got them hooked on choreographed dancing? You know, where they're like, "Hey, we should bring some more of this kind of energy
Oh damn!
to our live shows." Oh,
It got him in front of the camera and doing choreographed dancing. And
wait.
That's-
Do we think that they met PTA through Joanna Newsom? Do we think that's possible?
it could be
Timeline wise,
Yeah.
this is around when PTA starts.
because
through
PTA
Maya.
was directing shit for them in 2015 or 2017.
Oh, that's right.
So
Oh, okay.
Never mind.
and obviously, famously, PTA's art teacher in like elementary school was,
Oh yes, I
Kind
forgot
Mother.
about that. That's sick.
That's
That's
right.
sick.
which
fucking
makes Licorice
freak. I
Pizza a
love him
very
so much.
interesting movie.
I love him
It
so
sure
much.
does.
People are perverts. Anyways, this song is great. We've talked a lot about the Lonely Island being the funniest ad-lib users in all of fake music, but the gag where they're saying "shake that nasty butt," we are like when they start responding to and shake four halves of butt, phrased weird.
Phrased weird.
And then
Phrase
them
weird.
immediately responding, being like, "It's not phrased weird at all." Okay, like
Yes,
they broke it to-
100%.
Yeah.
The outro sounds so good. Like,
Yeah.
will my family be proud of my name? My body's a runaway train. Mama, help me! I'm going insane. Really good.
And then
I love that. I love that they have this moment because they've been told aggressively to shake that butt. Like
Yes.
somehow this experience is what has just like finally pushed them over the edge. Just been like, what is the price of fame?
It is interesting that, like, on the visual album, the way that this comes in after the other songs that are like, where they're like, we could have sex with women, and then it's finally like, women want to have sex with you. Oh, I don't know about all that. I don't. You guys, listen. I'm not gonna be shaking my ass. I don't like being a piece of meat. I just like lifting women and objectifying them in the most non-sexual way possible.
and also
also
separating
Yeah.
Jose and Mark. They can't be separated. They're the Bash
cannot do
Brothers.
They're a bonded pair. You cannot separate them.
Exactly.
speaking earlier to the capper on Oakland Nights, in which they say, and that's what it would be like. There are so many songs that could end with "Wow, it sounds like being famous is really hard."
Yes. Yes.
See, that's what we're talking about.
God.
At the end of this, just
Yeah.
absolutely kills me.
Staring at the camera, just see.
Again, the emotional climax of the
Will we
Unauthorized Bash
ever
Brothers
find
Experience.
love?
It's just
Also, speaking to speaking to like how they acknowledge the concept in the song, you know, like, ooh, welcome to the parking lot where there's dancing all the time, makes me laugh every single time. just like, hey, watch out for those moving cars and stay.
In
God.
the intro, Andy says, "Whoa, this IHOP is going off," which is the first time anyone has ever said those words in human history.
Now they said about Denny's. I could see that about Denny's because obviously, of course, there is.
Oh yeah.
You know, the hardcore show that happened at a Denny's.
Oh yeah.
But also
They just got a brand
What the
activation
fuck's
this
up,
week.
Denny's?
Yeah.
it happens. Like, good for them. Get a bag, but you know, it sucks.
Yes.
A
small local Texas band should get a bag off of Denny's for that.
Mm-hmm. But also, like, at least in St. Louis area, there was a famous smoking Denny's, a Denny's that you could smoke inside of, and they wouldn't and you wouldn't get in trouble for it. You're like, yeah, you can smoke in the Denny's. Although I do think eventually they did crack down. I never went, but I heard stories about it, and I kind of wish I got to go to the smoking Denny's. So
IHOP and Steak and Shake were the only two like 24-hour spots where I grew up, and so those were like similarly popping at times that they should not be popping. But you know,
God,
we'll give it that.
But we move on to our next song, "Feed the Beast," which is kind of a filler. I think it's kind of a filler track. It's just, it adds more story, you know, to these men, to Jose and Mark.
Yeah.
I mean, between this song,
I do really like this. Beat.
Yes, yeah. Between this song and Focused AF, we can put together that Jose Canseco has a thing for butt play, I suppose.
Yeah.
Which, you know, important storytelling and world building.
Is that in the book?
Possibly confirmed in the memoir. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I feel like it's gotta be a reference to the memoir, if anything.
I think I made this joke a couple weeks back when there was that profile of American football where the guy was talking about like how hard it is to be tempted by infidelity on the road all the time.
God.
And the fans, the heckles with the girls with the freckles, they're trying to distract me from trying to be special. That is the crux of these characters, and also a lot of real that, you know,
Yes.
like there's something very astute that they've acknowledged here, where it's like, you know, he kind of repeats the joke of pop star, the like, it's only at the top, but I have hella homies, like Mark, the guy that gets my blow for me, and my guy that gets my roids, and my money manager, and my agent, my real best friend.
The only one that truly understands my strife.
God.
Unfortunately, too many such cases. You can always tell
Yes.
when someone's agent or manager is their best friend, because it's like you don't have someone else to tell you not to do whatever, you know?
Right.
Again, his agent, his real best friend. He'll be there
My
for the
agent, my real.
Yeah, my sports agent, after agent is said twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, it's my sports agent.
Yes. I trust Darren Ravel with everything I do in my
Sports
life.
agent.
But yeah, not too much to say on that one. Leads us to Daddy, which in my opinion is the most underrated Lonely Island song. This is just a genuinely great song that that does make me kind of emotional. But also,
Yeah.
again, has some of the funniest bars that Andy Samberg has ever spit in his entire life, which we'll get to. But yeah,
Yep. Yes.
you have
we will.
you have the autotune again, which just like Keeve and Andy sound really nice with the autotune. Like they have good voices.
It sounds so Travis Scott circa
Yes.
like pre-rodeo, you know, like
Yeah.
like earlier Travis Scott kind of Mamacita is what it reminded me of. Therapies for Losers in autotune is just like one of the funniest things they've ever done.
Yeah, again that one rotates in the brain quite often. because
little boy, especially. Okay, this was the other flow that I was trying to place. Like
Migos.
This flow is insane.
It's the Migos flow is what it is.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
about yeah.
But I had a moment here where I legitimately had to go back and check because I was like, it's weird that they repeated a lyric. I thought that "Where's the Beef" slogan was also in semicolon, but no, they just. This feels like we had a couple more of those semicolon jokes. Why don't we put a couple of
Yeah.
those?
Yeah.
But here's the Andy verse that I absolutely love.
It's crazy.
Oh, Cuban. I've been saying human babies for the last 7 years.
By the way, real thing. In an interview in US Weekly Magazine, Jose Canseco reveals that Madonna approached him and asked to marry him and have a Cuban child. She specified that.
That's fine. Understandable.
But then the line, again, ending that with, but I didn't find her physically attractive, does not rhyme whatsoever with anything that came before it. Just perfect.
She seemed like a smart business lady.
Yeah.
Is the funniest part of that couplet.
Which is
It's true.
It's true.
Oh.
And just the fact that it sounds beautiful with the auto-tune too. It's just like
This is also a great joke on several levels because as someone who is currently 2 parts into the 4-part Madonna bandsplain that Yasi is in the middle of doing right now, there's a really great detail from the beginning about that because Madonna's music was like even remotely influenced by Black artists, that when she first started popping off, several people had a Elvis moment with Madonna where before her image was everywhere, people would hear the early singles and assume that she was Latina or at least not a white woman. And that apparently this was a common thing that like the DJs that would play it were like, wait, that's a white lady? And so her wanting Cuban babies later is, you know, people, she was Lanita before Lanita was, you know, she's the mother to many in more ways than one. But I love that joke, and I like this song. As I said before, Freud, you know, takes some W's every once in a while. You gotta hand it to him.
Yeah.
I love the joke right after that where Mark's like, yeah, I took my mom out. We got Red Lobster, basically.
So I guess we both had a wild week.
Yeah. Guess we both had a pretty crazy
but
week.
before then, she said she was proud of her baby.
Therapies for losers.
Yeah.
Again, she said she was proud of her baby, and then little tiny Mark McGuire. That's me. Just perfect. Just perfect song. Therapies for losers, Dad said, and then immediately getting into, again, no snitching about the steroids. Although, of course, in IHOP, Mark does snitch about the steroids to Bob, the puka shell guy. He says, "Sorry, Bob, the steroids are fucking with my mood."
Yeah.
That is the one, like, the joke that I feel is most designed for like people who really know these guys is just like, hey, come on, you guys know I don't kiss and tell. As we just discussed, he does. Anytime he does anything, he either gives an interview about it or talks about it in a tell-all book. Like the whole don't snitch about the steroids and Andy sort of foreshadowing that you're going to go down with me is all about the fact that basically the second that he gets blackballed from the league, he's like goes full nuclear and claims that 85% of all baseball players take steroids, and he knows because he personally injected several of them, and he names Mark McGuire as somebody that he personally, so he just fully like sells him up the river, and no one asked. It was just like, hey, do you want to write a book? He's like, great. It's very are you taking notes on a criminal fucking conspiracy?
And Mark McGuire does unfortunately get the 50 Cent. What did he say fuck me for? What did he say I did steroids for? I'm still like, he wasn't in the league in
it's I think you should leave the hat skit. What the hell?
Oh yeah, what the hell?
What the hell?
God. It is funny though that like Canseco just got through everything without, I mean, I'm sure he was accused of it and he was just like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to talk about it until I'm retired. Like, I'm not even going to get caught. But, yeah.
is obvious
And
in
then
retrospect.
immediately is like, I did it a lot. I did it a lot.
Yeah.
I also think that speaking to like throwing people under the bus, they're both of them have this sort of stance that they take when they get caught, where they're like, I did the steroids, but it wasn't to hit all those home runs. I could have done that
Right.
on my own. That like Mark McGuire claims it's for health reasons, and Jose doesn't claim that, but then he says that basically he's like, my twin brother, he did all the same steroids I did, and we have the same genes, and he didn't fucking make the league, so obviously I earned it fair and square, you
Yeah.
know? And that being like, I think that's the core of the characters as they identify them in the thing, is it's like they're bragging, but they're like being honest, but they're also not being honest, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The layers.
God.
Yeah, I think he's just fascinating guy.
Hot tub inside, a limousine at Chuck E. Cheese. Dad, look at me.
True.
Also, fun fact for the comedy nerds out there: the guy who plays the reporter on the song is writer John Solomon, famous writing partner of Will Forte, co-wrote MacGruber, also the guy in the I Think You Should Leave sketch, the car sketch. He's the guy who's yelling at Tim Robinson, who doesn't know how to fucking drive.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him. That's John Solomon. I when I rewatched the special, I was like, wait, I know that guy. I know him. That's him. That's John. That's John Solomon, who also wrote or co-wrote the upcoming like Netflix movie that Andy's doing with Jason Momoa. That's what the fuck's going on there. But yeah, just that's a fun little fact that I picked up.
What's going on there
special.
is that Joanna Newsom has not put out an album in like 8 years, and homes are expensive.
Yes.
Yeah.
gotta put
That's
work
true.
in, especially if I'm not doing the ad reads on the podcast. So you know.
I do want to talk about, of course, the credit song, but while we're on the topic of like real life Jose Canseco,
Yes.
I wanted to very quickly, I'm not going to read all of this because, as I said, Jose Canseco has one of those Wikipedia pages that has so many awesome subcategories. For example,
Yes.
that outside baseball and legal issues and controversies are both their own section, and each have like 7 to 10 line breaks. Like I don't want to go through legal issues and controversies because those ones are bummers, but I would like to read a selection of the things that happen on the outside baseball section from roughly like 2009 onward. So in 2009, he starts doing like celebrity fights. He's been in various, like before Logan Paul was fighting people, you know, he's been in that grift for a while. In 2011, he was a contestant on The Celebrity Apprentice. There's a line here. He wrote several columns for Vice in 2012. Who among us? Many such cases. In May 2013, he provided the foreword to the novel Air Force Two Gator Scales of Justice. Canseco wrote that the book about an alcoholic alligator pilot is a weakly veiled metaphor for his own life.
Okay, pause on that. Do any of my co-hosts here, are any of you familiar with Dan Reichert or Giant Bomb?
No.
Who is the author of Air Force Gator 2? Okay, Dan Reichert is a video games journalist and streamer. He is maybe the strangest man I'm familiar with on the internet, and he has a lifelong blood feud with Jose Canseco. He and Jose Canseco had competing like crowd fundraisers for something, and
Awesome.
The whole point was that they were competing to see who could raise the most money for whatever, and Dan beat him and wrote a book about it, and wrote a book about how much he hates Jose Canseco, in which he can't use Jose Canseco's name. I just wanted to like every single sentence in this section there is a like whole like galaxy of just completely just like impenetrable internecine like stupid internet drama. Why is Jose Canseco beefing with video game journalists? I don't know, because he's online. Like,
I
Yeah.
will
just
also
online too
note
much.
that I was not familiar with this guy. I looked up his Wikipedia page. Anyone who's notable credits start with video games, then he's a WWE podcast producer, and then he goes back to video games. That's a red flag. No one who's mentally normal is doing shit like that. So yeah, seems like a cool guy. Seems like exactly the kind of person that would
He
write a weird book about
got
Jose
married at a
Canseco.
Taco Bell.
Cool.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
Anywho, very
yeah.
next line, just to hammer this home, is in October 28th, 2014, Canseco accidentally shot himself in his left hand and injured one of his fingers while attempting to clean his gun at home.
Who among us? Who among us?
Yeah, sure.
Then it says, and then of course, Canseco was portrayed by Andy Samberg, blah, blah, blah. October 26, 2019, he opens a car wash in Las Vegas where he signed autographs every Wednesday. And then in 2023, he posts on social media that he's looking to sell the car wash. And then he gets knocked out by a guy from Barstool in a celebrity fight.
Awesome.
Tough life. Can I read you guys the titles of the articles that Jose Canseco wrote for Vice?
Yes, please.
Oh, I would love you to do that.
Please.
Yeah.
Please.
So we're gonna
This is
start
very
with
important to me.
We're going to start with July 30th, 2012. Control the people, not the guns. August 6th, 2012. I'm broke and it's the government's fault. August 13th, 2012. Let's talk about time travel.
Yep.
August 20th, 2012. Religions are cults. August 30th, 2012. Lance Armstrong, steroids, and why I'd become a vampire. And then finally, on September 11th, 2012, why I'm anti-big government and why taxes should be made illegal.
Yeah, of
Thank
course.
you,
Yeah.
Jose Canseco, vice writer.
Thank you,
That's-
libertarian Jose Canseco.
Yeah.
Is he a Trump guy? I feel like he's a Trump guy, but also like
Well, he's I'm sure it's complicated because he's Cuban American.
yes.
Well, I mean, he's born in Cuba and like has lived in America. his
Guys,
entire
we
life.
can't be dissecting the politics of
Yeah,
a guy
I don't wanna
that is
do- I don't-
bonk,
yeah.
bonk, bonk. You know,
True.
Yeah, I was
True.
he
gonna
does not
say.
have coherent
Yeah, the man
ideological
does not have.
beliefs.
The
He
man does not
like
have
paying
politics.
taxes.
Yeah,
He
he's
does
rich.
not like that he got in trouble for steroids.
If he doesn't have brain damage from baseball, he has it from being rich.
He doesn't
And
believe in
that's
gun control, which he put his money where his mouth is when he shot himself in the hand.
Of course.
Big facts.
Also, I should.
He's the median American voter,
Uh,
is who he is.
Yes, 100%. And I think a lot of us think that we are Jose Canseco deep inside.
Mhm. Good timing with this tweet popping up on my feed from Polymarket. Just in, the enhanced games are set to debut this weekend in Las Vegas with athletes allowed to use steroids, testosterone, HGH, and other banned substances, which I will say I'm in full support of. I think, again, I don't think that steroid players should be in the same league as non-steroid users, but they should be separated. As in, hey, have a steroid baseball league, have a non-steroid baseball.
I have bad news about the enhanced games. It is basically financed entirely by Peter Thiel.
Yeah.
It's entirely something that is, like this is absolutely going to be used for evil, no matter what happens. So I just want to warn you in advance.
Yeah.
before you get
And Matty,
too in
you should have
deep.
known that if you had looked it up and seen that it was founded by Australian businessman Aaron D'Souza. That should have been your first clue right there, buddy.
Yeah, it's always Australians, man. Australians and
Damn Australians.
he's German, right?
He's from hell. I don't know.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
But
That's-
also, on top of being bad, no one has ever fumbled the bag worse than naming it the enhanced games instead of the steroid Olympics. Like, what are you
Yeah,
doing?
come on.
Just call it the steroid Olympics. That's what it is.
I think they would get sued by the actual Olympics. I think that's the only thing.
You know what?
No, because they're differentiating themselves. They're like, we're not the Olympics.
we're the steroid.
We're the steroid Olympics.
Exactly.
And of
It's
course,
like dumb
they-
Starbucks.
And of course, they really believe in following the law, and which is why their headquarters is in the Grand Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Yeah,
God.
you gotta be operating within the lines at all times if you're doing the Olympics.
But that covers everything except for, I guess, the Joe Montana rap, which is just I'm a
Yeah.
Hustler Part 2.
Yes.
And is also great. Always good when one of the Lonely Island members is left out of a premise, and then their
Yes.
inclusions, like he briefly shows up as the guy whose arm gets broken.
Mm-hmm. Because again, he's in New York.
Weiss.
He's in New York, and you can't.
Matty, are you gonna pull up what I think you're gonna do, which is them doing it live?
I didn't. I was hoping it was on
Yeah,
YouTube, but
yeah,
we can move ahead and
yeah.
watch this. We might as well.
Skip ahead to the,
Oh, wow.
the midpoint.
This I've never seen. This I'm very excited.
They do a very a funny visual gag in the live performance that they don't have in the movie that I like a lot.
So wait, okay, no, this is out by then, right?
Yeah, this is Bonnaroo 2019,
okay.
so I think the special is already out at this point.
Okay, yeah. It's like March
They did say that
2019.
they wrote the song for a show in Oakland before they were planning on releasing this. They performed it live
Yeah.
before they ever. It was originally just supposed to be like a for the Oakland people inside joke type of thing.
But then they're like, "Wow,
I
that
love
was really
that.
fun making a song as Jose Canseco and Mark McGuire. Let's just like keep making songs as these guys would like, all right, I'm Andy, I'm done doing Brooklyn Nine-Nine,
Wait.
and
Hold the phone, hold the phone. Oh.
God.
Tis I. That was excellent. I am so proud of these guys. I've known them for a very
Christ.
long time. You know what? It is so great seeing you two back jockeys getting into rap music. And you'll never believe this, but I myself
Back
wrote a rap tune. I'd
jockeys.
love to perform it for
Oh,
you guys.
we'd love to hear that. We gotta check this out.
Great. I'm Joe Montana. When it comes to football, I'm a bad man pajama. The 49ers are my team of choice. I love chucking the pigskin to Gerald Rice. My friend
Jesus Christ.
When he tackles your body, it will make you feel sad. There is no denying that I pack up the rock. I throw perfect
man.
laterals while my cohorts
Jesus.
rock. I'm retired now, but that won't stop me from going out this evening and crushing Tang. Talk about Poontang, you guys. That reminds me, if anyone would like to fuck me, I'll be waiting at the ice machine in Plaza 2.
Jesus Christ.
Bad bitches only. God bless.
All right, Joe Montana, everybody. He looks exactly
As Victoria said earlier,
Yeah, I look
All the
great.
rights.
we all have a Lonely Island Sona. I am a Yorm. I am 1,000,000% a Yorm. I love that boy so much.
God.
I'm not a Yorm, but I am crying at that. That was so fucking good.
You're-
I like that it's not really a Joe Montana impression. It's just a guy, but he also does kind of sound like former San Francisco 49ers quarterback Jeff Garcia.
He does.
It is, I think I said this, it is exactly the voice and flow that he does on the I'm a Hustler
Yeah.
interlude on the previous record.
Mhm.
It's an escalation of his lonely guy, his normal guy character that he's done on various interludes. And he's threatened to make an entire rap album as a normal guy, and I am the target audience for that. I would
Yeah.
love it. Give it
I'll
to me
take 20
immediately.
minutes of normal guy rapping
yeah, why not?
about being a hustler. Yeah.
We'll do it. Why not?
Give me, yeah,
Yeah.
like I feel like I want one Daytona's worth of that. That is the amount that I am interested in.
Or a Yahweh,
Specifically over all of the Daytona beats.
yes. or a Yahweh Nail Guns
Shit.
worth of of normal guy. 10 songs, 11
For
minutes.
some reason, calling him Gerald Rice, which was
Mhm.
not his name. His name is Jerry.
So good.
Yeah.
And then
Gerald
having
Rice.
the picture and it's really funny.
Also, yeah, all the horrible photoshops of Yorm's face on Joe Montana that look completely horrifying.
I also really like that on the Netflix, like when you're watching it, the credits start rolling and then Yorma comes out and then it doesn't do the like try to kick you to the next thing until after Yorma's song is done. So Netflix,
Yes.
they don't respect the end credits. They try to shoo you along, but they're like, hey, we gotta let Yorma cook. We can't cut off the Joe Montana rap. We simply must include it in full before we try to make you watch a true crime documentary or whatever the fuck.
God.
Putting it in the Lonely Island contract that Yorma must not be preempted. Like, we gotta give him a little something.
Because he's not in the special. You gotta have your taste of Yorm.
I'm upset that it's not part of the album.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I absolutely sometimes just want to listen to the Joe Montana rap, and it's like, okay, I'm not gonna like pull up specials so I can skip ahead to like 26:30 or whatever,
right?
So I can watch Yorma prance around.
But now you can watch it on YouTube. You can watch him do the full Joe Montana rap live at Bonnaroo Day 3, doing this in front of 30,000 people. Apparently,
oh my god,
it's just that is the funniest thing. Doing this in front of 30,000 people. It's just, it's really special. It's really special. And the entire album, the Unauthorized Bash Brothers Experience, is a very special record. And as of now, the final Lonely Island studio album, or close enough to an album from them, as it has been not total dead silence since 2019, but again, not much has come out since then. Just 2 songs that were a part of.
They're clearly teasing an album that they aren't going to finish anytime soon.
I think they've said as much.
All of them are booked and busy as hell. But the Sushi Glory Hole, they didn't just make that for funsies or for SNL 50.
Dude, if we get a whole album of Sushi Glory Hole level material, it might be the best Lonely Island album. Sushi Glory Hole
imagine
my
that.
jaw was on the floor.
Yeah.
Sushi, it's commendable that like Sushi Glory Hole, it is, like fucking like, I mean, comes out 2024, so like nearly 2 decades into their careers, and it's like, we still can cook, because I think the thing they were working on stuff during the actors and writers strike, because
that makes sense. So they have material, but they haven't been able to finish it.
Just because obviously, they've been booked and busy. Yorma's got his movie, Kiva's got movies and TV pilots, and Andy's acted in movies. Gonna be side by side with Annette Bening. They're just so fucking crazy. Oh my god! But again, this is not the end of the Lonely Island Discog Breakdown. Of course, while there is no more Lonely Island albums for us to talk about, there is enough material that did not make their albums that is enough to fill up an entire episode. So Jackie and I will be selecting some cuts that did not make their records, that either were SNL digital shorts, obviously, stuff from pre-SNL days. We're put together sort of a selection of sort of our favorites and notable songs that did not make their albums. Of course, there's a very famous one that didn't make the album for sample clearance reasons, because Yorma making NBC pay 6 figures to a certain British musician is really good. But yeah, so not the end. We'll have one more episode of the Lonely Island Discog Breakdown, but of course there may be episode 7 when the next record comes out, whenever that happens. Obviously,
I think we've already joked about this, but it is very funny now, Matty, that we've done 2 Discog breakdowns, and now we are at any moment on sort of emergency episode watch for 2 different trios from the northern part of California.
Yes.
Death Grips and the Lonely Island. At any moment, they could drop a new album, and Matty and I will be ready for it.
Yes. So.
And I will be equally excited about either.
Yes. But yeah, that'll do it. Obviously, Jay, thank you for coming on the pod. Victoria, thank you for joining us on this episode of the Lonely Island Discog Breakdown.
Thank you so much for letting me holler about just I only came to Unauthorized Bash Brothers in the past year when the podcast got me into it, but I have been obsessed with it as someone who likes and also writes sports stories. It is cool to talk about, wild that it exists at all, and we should continue to cherish how strange it is.
100%. Crazy this got made.
And speaking of those sports stories, Victoria posted in our Zoom chat my favorite Jose Cantuego tweet, which is, of course, transgender with a genius IQ. And we've got one of those on the podcast today. Victoria is very smart, and she wrote a book. It's called One of the Boys. You should go buy it.
Thank you. It's on sale as I'm recording this now. The ebook is on sale for $2 if you want to read a novel about a dumb trans jock. I'm writing another book about dumb softball jocks and other stuff in the future. I also have a podcast called Shadow Moses Book Club where me and two of my friends are just playing through Metal Gear Solid. So my interests and creative ventures are varied at the moment.
Fuck.
I mean, there is, I think, a lot of our audience can fit into the Venn diagram overlap of dick jokes and is transgender. There's a sizable percentage of us that could be interested in that.
And loves Kojima. Although I feel like that's kind of you could put that into one of the other categories. It's it's kind of a given.
That circle almost entirely. I'm weird for being a trans girl that's never played a Kojima game. I feel like the fucking weirdo.
Hell,
but
even I played Metal Gear Solid 5, although I never finished it, just because I think I hit a point in the game where I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and then coming back, I'm like, how the fuck did I get here? Which I feel like is a Kojima experience of even if you're playing the game straight through, it's like, wait, how did I get here again? Why am I? Why?
Trust me, I'm playing. It is a hallucinatory experience to play that game from 1998 for the first time in 2026. Just how the fuck did this happen? It makes so many just very strange calls, but I'm playing those games for the first time and I'm talking about them at length. So if you're into that, come check it out. Shadow Moses Book Club.
Hell yeah, we'll have links in the description for both the book and the podcast. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else we need to plug before we head out.
Jay, do you have anything?
I got nothing. I'm
chilling.
Yeah, I'm chilling. I have things on the horizon, but nothing to plug right now.
Would you say big things are coming?
I would say big things are coming at almost to the T of Keegan's tweet, where it's big things are coming, and also possibly Sailor Moon drinking lean on a t-shirt.
Of course,
in terms of big things coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, big things are indeed coming.
Yeah, but
that'll do it for Lonely Island Discog Breakdown for now.
Yes,
tune in for the bonus cuts episode. See you again soon. Bye.
Baseball team. Let's monster bash. Round tripper, make the pitcher feel like doggy ass. Hit a ding dong doodle with my bing bong bat. We smack a